to Crashing Game Night. My name is Matt Diorio. Tonight, we are missing the man with the couch, the Lions mane, Jason Belidio, but we got some other people with us tonight. So first and foremost, we've got the beanied one, Gerard Barrera.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing. I just thought of that. Booyah! Booyakasha! That was tight. I shouldn't have done all.
Back.
I shouldn't have done the celebration.
Yep.
But we're nerds.
And then
I actually would love to see you at an improv show, like just getting up on one of those stages just randomly and just like, hey, give me a topic. What's going on?
And then that, of course, is the baby face, Theo Wolski.
What is up, everybody? Very excited for there.
And we are joined by who some have already gathered by this, our honorary fifth member, the artist formerly known as Soldier First Class.
We're really going with that.
Final salute.
But now anybody that's watching, since you can only see the top half, needs to picture Alex in pants that Prince would wear. Just the yes. Leather, nice and tight and everything.
Good old leopard print.
Picture perfect.
Strutting his stuff.
That's right.
So it's been a day. We got Nintendo Direct to talk about. We're gonna cheer up Soldier a little bit because Soldier, you kind of made a important announcement today.
Yeah.
Big decision.
Well, I guess first place I'm saying it in a content sense. I'm walking away from being a content creator today. Officially is my official last day, I guess you could say. Doesn't mean I won't be on podcasts like this one, but in a forming my own content capacity, I decided to walk away from it today.
I mean, that's a big decision, but it's also a lot of work to take off your plate, which has got to feel nice a little bit, just to get that off your head and just kind of like gets a little bit more time to yourself, which has got to be really nice.
Well, and the thing is, like, it is a big change because like this has been a big part of my life for like at least minimum the last 6 years. I mean, this isn't my first channel. Some people already know that. But when it comes to content creation, this is actually my third channel. And so it didn't always work out. Yeah, this is my third channel, actually. The first one was kind of a variety type of channel. The other one was a Pokemon channel. And then obviously this one that did work out. And the one that
Pokemon channel?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But this is the one that everybody knows me for, and so it's kind of funny, it's kind of funny how life works. But
yeah, I mean,
any particular do you feel do you feel some relief, or like how are you feeling now?
I think in some way, I do feel a kind of relief because at the end of the day, we all work hard, like. No matter who you watch on YouTube or Twitch, we do all work hard, and it may look easy to some people and anybody can do this, but really at the end of the day, like, we work so hard to put forth a product. And what a lot of people don't realize is all the time spent editing these videos, they don't just magically come together.
Right.
So it is, in a sense, a relief in I don't have to come home and spend 9 hours in my room away from everybody making a video or streaming or whatever. Like, now I can come home and play games and hang out with my wife and take the dog on it's weird because like even simple things like taking my dog on a walk. I came home from work and normally my process is I come home, I do some research. Like if I was doing the Nintendo Direct today, I would have streamed it,
Yeah.
But instead,
Nintendo doesn't like people doing that anymore.
Well, whatever. So. Cease and desist. Anyway, I took my dog for a walk today and played some Pokemon Go on my phone. Like,
nice.
I literally just did normal stuff, and to the average person, that might seem like, well, that's not a big deal. You went for a walk, big deal, But to me, it's like.
That's like
I-
a refreshing
is.
thing. Like,
I-
oh my God, I get to take the dog because I
Yeah.
don't have something else on my plate right now.
Well, yeah, and it's like I went outside and touched grass, and I'm not gonna lie, like 6 out of 10 would not recommend, but no, but it is kind of a big transition, and I have my reasons, and I mean, I'll explain them if people want to know why, but it's not like this life altering thing. Like I didn't have this giant vision quest or anything about it. It just kind of hit me last night, and
Walk about in the outback of
Yeah.
Australia.
hey, yeah,
I mean, we've talked about it for a while, Soldier. I mean, off and on about just the pitfalls.
yeah. Well,
that
and
you've
here's
had
the
to deal
thing,
with.
like all the prior history aside, like the stuff I dealt with after remake and the harassment and stuff, that normally that probably would have broken me quite a bit, and it did. I'm not gonna lie, it really did kind of send me spiraling a lot, and it made me question whether I was going to keep going even back then. But now the reason, and I'll just explain because it's easier if I do that instead of beating around the bush here. Why I made the decision right now is because number one, I think probably the most important thing is I have spent a lot of time away from my wife and my family and my friends, and and a lot of people don't. This is like the dark side of things. Like you don't realize when you step into this arena, let's call it, that your time is going to be very precious, and a lot of that time is spent on creating. It's spent on coming up with ideas, doing research, editing videos, releasing, reading comments. I mean, this whole world is just time consuming. And so, I'm 6 months from now, I'm going to be a father, all
Congrats,
Yes.
baby.
You're hearing that here, folks.
Congrats.
Thank you. World announcement. And so it made
World
me,
exclusive.
yeah, world exclusive.
Where's the
and-
Xbox guy when we need him?
World premiere.
Yeah.
But it's like, and that really kind of was an eye opener, number one. But then I thought about it, and my mom worked overnights, my dad worked as a truck driver, so from like the age of 13 to 17, give or take, I kind of took care of myself, really. And I have always wished that I had that kind of relationship with my parents, but I understood why they couldn't be there for me in that capacity, because they had to do what they had to do. And I kind of feel like YouTube and content creation as a whole is something that I do on the side.
Okay.
And it kind of made me think like, hey, I'm about to have somebody that I'm responsible for, and is content creation really important enough to put the important stuff aside for a while and try to make it? And it kind of hit me that it wasn't. But I think the other reason is I'm just tired of everything in my life being a commodity. And the way I look at it is this: everything I do is based around content, right? Like,
Right.
you guys do variety, so if there's something that you want to talk about, you guys just talk about it. For me, I don't have that luxury. I'm the JRPG guy. I'm the Final Fantasy guy. So if I for instance, I started playing Doom Eternal recently, and I'm not a first person shooter guy. I used to be back in the day, but I dropped that and started playing JRPGs more often. I'd have always played them, but more often recently. And I thought, hey, let me start another YouTube channel. And then that's all I played. And so
Yep.
if
you
I
pigeonholed yourself.
Yeah, well, and if I wasn't playing a JRPG, or I wasn't playing Final Fantasy specifically, or talking about it, I felt, what was the point?
Okay.
Or, and if you think about it, like these people that they get on social media and they tweet what they're eating, they tweet what they're doing, like if they take their dog on a walk, if they have time.
Yep.
And it's like your whole life is now your personality.
Right.
Like I'm Soldier First Class, and what you're seeing is Soldier First Class, but you're not really seeing Alex Moffat.
Mhm.
You are seeing what I want you to see.
Mm.
And so I felt like my entire life for the last 2 years has not been in my control.
Oh wow.
I feel like I have bottlenecked myself into this
Mhm.
thing where nothing that I enjoy outside of JRPGs and this channel can grow and I can be a fan of, because I don't have that time. I don't have that ability to enjoy things. And I
Right.
think when it really hit me was last night. I finished Doom Eternal, and I started, or no, 2 days ago, I finished Doom Eternal and I started Kena Bridge of Spirits. And I've been playing
Nice.
Kena Bridge of Spirits the last couple nights.
We'll talk about that a little
Yeah.
bit later.
Oh, yeah.
So have I.
So good, right?
And yeah, it is.
I love it.
And then before that, I had started. So a long time ago when Jedi Fallen Order came out, I had started it, got probably a quarter of the way through and stopped
Mhm.
because of this channel. I could
Oh,
not talk about that game, so I stopped playing it.
Okay.
I actually
yeah,
finished.
so
I
good.
actually finished that last week, and I finished 3 games in 2 weeks,
Wow.
and that's more games than I have finished in the last year. Besides Ghost of Tsushima and Persona 5 Royal, I literally, my entire life has been a commodity. I if it's not for content, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And so it hit me last night that I'm having fun again.
Mhm.
Not doing this. I'm having fun playing games that I should have been
Oh,
playing.
Jason's firing shots.
Very,
Holy
very funny, Jason.
shit.
Oh, God.
Very funny. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
so let me ask you a question. Are you,
Dick.
because it's been so much part of your channel and everything, are you walking away from 14?
No,
while?
absolutely not. No.
Okay.
So
I do have a question as well. Like if you were to consider going back, do you think that you would try to reimagine thank you, reimagine the image to where it might be a little bit more flexible for you, so that way you don't
Or-
feel
yeah.
boxed into something specific?
Yeah, like opening up, like not staying pigeonholed to one thing, like maybe going more broad. Yeah.
So I have considered that, and I've even considered doing that just recently before I made this decision, like today. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I literally was sitting at lunch all work and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna type this up and be done with it. Like that. I mean, that's how quick it came to me. I was just like, you
Okay.
know,
I
Okay.
saw the post and I was like, ooh, damn.
yeah, I was
Like,
No, good for you, man. Like,
yeah,
kudos to you. Like you assessed, you figured it out, and you didn't
Mhm.
second guess yourself. Like, this is how I feel, I'm going for it, and that's good.
yeah.
That's
And
good,
the
man.
thing
Like,
is,
And the
like,
priority that
your
you
mental
gave
health is
was,
important, bro.
and the priority was that you gave it to yourself for the most part.
Yeah.
What you
Mhm.
wanted out of this, and that's the big thing, because you're not doing the channel for everybody else. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
yeah,
and we've always said that the second we stop having fun with this, we're done.
Yeah.
Cutting it and walking away.
well, and that's the crazy thing
So-
too, is because like, so you asked me about 14, and that's a really important point I want to bring up, because that's also what helped me make this decision.
Hmm.
I absolutely love Final Fantasy 14. It has become my favorite game of all time. But then I started to notice that the reason I was liking it currently
Okay.
was because I felt obligated to like it as my job.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
as soon as it felt that way, I knew something wasn't right. I knew that in my head, the way I pictured 14 as a fan, the way I played it through the main story and through all the raiding I've done and through all the content I've done in that game, I always loved it as a fan.
Mhm.
But then probably about a month ago, I was playing it and I was raiding with my friends, and I was streaming it, and I realized, like, am I having fun, or am I having fun because I'm streaming it and I feel like I have to have fun? And that, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm still having fun with the game. Like, I've played it offline still, like non-stream, and I'm having fun in that respect because I'm just having fun with it.
Right.
But on stream, I felt like I was forced to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, like, you know, like obviously when Remake came out and I had my review, I gave it like a 9.5, I think. But then when I started talking about it, I was like, you know what, this game isn't as great as I gave it a review of. And I felt like I was disingenuous about it, right? Like I felt like when I gave it that 9.5, I was disingenuous about how I really felt, because when you do content creation and when you do reviews and you do things like this, I'm soldier first class, right? Like I am expected to give Remake a
It's in your
glowing
name.
Yeah, I'm expected to give it a glowing review. So if I get a review code from Square Enix, which I did and played it early, and I formulate a review and I make this review video and I give it less than anything but a 9. Number one,
Yeah.
that either A is going to go one way and people are going to think the game isn't as good because somebody that's obviously obsessed with FF7, like I was at the time,
Right.
gave it a lower score than they thought, or they're going to call me every name in the book and they're going to tear me to shreds, which ended up happening anyway. But it's just the pressure of being a creator caused me to give it a review score that I didn't necessarily 100% agree with,
or kind of rushed into.
kind of,
maybe?
yeah.
Okay.
And I always say that you cannot review a game in that short of time. Look at,
Right.
for example, Chrono Trigger. As the years go by, Chrono Trigger only gets better for me because I look at how simple that game was and is, but it's executed so effectively that 20 years later, 25 years later, 30 years later, it's still that 10 out of 10 for me.
Right.
And look at the groundwork it laid too for the games that came after it.
Exactly.
There's so much of Chrono Trigger DNA in Final Fantasy to this day.
And so like that's the hard part about content creation, is that you feel not only pressures from yourself, but pressures from outside sources. And that's where it starts to leak into your content. And that's where it really starts to drive home to you that you are not in control of your own life.
And that starts to get exhausting, and mentally and physically.
It really does.
It sucks.
Like I totally relate with the whole thing, like questioning whether it's fun anymore or it's become a chore. Like especially with my archery. I don't think I've talked about it before, but like there's definitely been times like I go out and practice is like, did I actually want to practice today? Did I actually enjoy, or did this feel like I was only purely putting in work for something that might not be paying off for me or anything like that? Like it's
like an obligation.
Exactly. Because I have to, in order to be with my coach, I need to make sure that I have some videos to show him to make sure how I'm doing, or maintain a certain schedule in my training or anything like that. And I think that's going to be the same thing with content creation. Like you have an obligation to post so frequently. You're doing a certain type of content in order to, like with me, I'm focused on a certain technique that I'm working on and things. And you feel like if you're repeating it over and over and you're not getting that feeling in, it just becomes numb. And once that's numb, it's no longer for fun. It's chore.
Well, it's routine. It's like you do it because you feel compelled to, not because it's fun, but because it feels like if I don't do this, exactly. And it's like, and the other thing is this, and we all do it. And I think every creative person does it. There's there's two types of people. There's people that compare themselves to others, and there's liars. Because I'm telling you what, I don't care if you're PewDiePie. I don't care if you have 1 subscriber. If you are talking about a certain genre of game, if you're talking about a certain game, whatever your topic is, if you're a cook, if you're a talk show host, if you're a Final Fantasy YouTuber, you compare yourself to other creators in your field. You guys probably compare yourself to other podcasts. You may not mean to, you may not do it consciously, but you do it. And so there's also this pressure to outdo your competition. And that's the other thing that's really,
And-
really bad about it, because at the end of the day, you have to be your own person. But at the same
Mhm.
time, you have to basically steal viewers from somebody else. Otherwise, you feel like you are not getting the viewers you
and
deserve.
You lose
Well,
yourself.
because
And
to an
because-
extent, because
We
to an
actually talked
extent,
about this.
content creation becomes your business, and you can't stay ahead or progress your business without staying ahead of the competition. And that's why you end up comparing yourself very frequently, but that's also going to hurt yourself mentally and personally.
Well, and the thing is too, it makes it hard to make friends, because at the end of the day, you might
Your schedule is crazy.
you might be friends with somebody, like,
Yeah.
and I'm talking within the content creation field.
Right. Like another streamer or
Yeah,
a group of
you
streamers.
you might start off as friends, and then all of a sudden you realize something. Your friend is your direct competition.
Mhm.
And you start to become bitter.
Or you even get to the point where you feel obligated. You always have to stream with that person because you're sharing
Oh yeah.
your viewers and type of deal.
And it does.
In hindsight, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It makes you, like I said, it makes you bitter towards them, because at first you're like, we're friends, we're going to help each other out in this. But
Mhm.
then the numbers start piling in, and you might have a video about the same topic and your video does better, or your
Right.
video does worse. And you sit there
Yeah.
and you're like,
and you're
fuck
stewing.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
like, fuck
Yeah.
them. I put so much work into this video.
Mhm.
I don't know why I'm getting less views. I don't know why they're getting less views. I don't like,
Yeah.
but really it's not either of your fault. It's this algorithm. It's the way the system works. And it sucks, but it drives you to break relationships with people that you have become best friends with because of competition. And it's such a cutthroat game, and it sucks. And that's another reason, is because I could feel myself having those feelings towards other creators and creators that I call my friends. And there is no reason why I should ever feel that way.
Well,
Wow.
But it drives you to.
now that you're no longer our competition. No.
This was Matt's
no.
plan all along.
This is my plan.
And I hate to agree with him, because he's been kind of a jerk, Jason. But I do agree with him. You guys hit your wall. You hit your game wall, where it's it's starting to become like work, and like
And
these are the
thing
things
is-
that are supposed to mentally like broaden your mind and like relax you. This is an outlet. It's supposed to be a creative outlet, and you know, when you start resenting that, is
we hit that point
a
couple weeks ago too. Like we all talked about this after a show, and I was like, it surprised everybody, because instead of having a long list of topics that we talk about and go through all the news really quick, I had like 3 things with the intent to just bullshit and do what we used to do. Because to your point, it's like you try and maybe outdo something or whatever, but you know what? This is just us. You know what?
Right.
Fuck it. We're gonna have some fun. I don't want it for me to get to the point where I did with my photography. 2 years ago, I lost the passion completely. And
case in point.
I went a year and a half without even picking up a camera, and it was a forced pickup at the time, and it didn't feel right. Where that camera is normally me breathing every shutter, and it wasn't there. And
I feel you.
I mean, for me, it was the loss of my mom, back in 2019. And I hadn't shot since then. And then here recently, it's all of a sudden that passion, that breathing was like, boom, back. It's like, let's go.
Yeah. We went to the aquarium.
I blame that beanie while you're down there.
Hey,
we were talking about it, and he brought up, he's like, dude, I can't believe you gave up photography. Like, it was like that moment, it was like, the hell was I doing? That was my outlet. That was me. And I've been starting to shoot more often, and I'm doing it for me. I'm not restarting my business. I'm just kind of restarting that journey back to getting that love.
That's exactly what I told you.
So,
I was like, dude, I'm not talking about the business. I'm not talking about your website. Like, dude, just go out and shoot. Like, just get back to like the old roots and like get that love back.
Well, and I
And
think
that-
the other problem
and that
is
goes to
that-
like with Alex, like just being able to enjoy and finish some games.
Yeah, you got
As
to
he was
enjoy those
enjoying it.
games. You finished those
Yeah.
3 games. How awesome were those games and like the stories that you were missing out on? Like
Yeah.
Fallen Order,
Yeah.
amazing, right? Dude,
Yeah.
I love
So,
that game. Yeah.
Let's talk about some other people. I mean, let's kind of get into the Nintendo Direct real quick. I want to talk to some people that have lost their ways as well, because remember we talked about Activision getting sued by the state of California?
Yeah.
It's gone up a notch.
Oh,
Oh
jeez.
yeah.
Oh,
The,
what?
the SEC is now investigating them. The Security and Exchange Commission is investigating them over all those claims.
Dang.
But don't worry, they got rid of boobies in World of Warcraft, so everything's
Yeah,
all right.
right.
Because that was the
yeah,
important thing.
so-
Yeah, of course.
So, I think when you look at things though, everyone was kind of calling the whole state of California thing a little BS, but this is the SEC. Theo and I know full well what the SEC really does from our former job. So they ain't playing. So
Or even my current job.
yeah, your current job too, right? So hopefully the employees get their justice that they deserve and all of this. So
and so
and
do the
real quick-
people responsible.
yes, absolutely. Good news in the world of independent studios and stuff like that. Next Level Games, who is the maker of Luigi's Mansion 3, they did the second one on the DS. So they are now officially a Nintendo first party studio.
Oh,
They were acquired.
Oh, cool. Good for them.
So honestly, I
They
thought
shelled
they
out
already
some
were.
good stuff.
So
right.
Luigi's Mansion 3 was great. And if
Yes, it was.
you know,
Did you
nobody's
finally
played
finish
go,
it?
Go play it.
Matt did.
have,
I didn't.
yes.
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes,
I still
finished
have
it.
yet to finish a game this
I have-
decade, or
I'm
even
still
last
on the,
decade.
like,
So
the 4th. I think I'm on the 4th
I
floor.
feel you.
I have 100% the main game.
Oh, sweet.
Now I need to
Nice.
go do all the extra stuff to get the extra.
In
ghosts
fact,
and
I
stuff.
think I stopped playing it and went back to. I think I redid a new run of
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
oh, yes, you did. I remember you mentioned Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild rerun.
So let's talk about Nintendo, which has been responsible for many a game night for all of us.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
They had their direct today, and it was a 40-minute long direct, which it was pretty decent.
Eh,
Kind of had some low points. It had a little bit higher points. For some of us, maybe not Jerry, but it started off with Monster Hunter Rise is already DLC announced. That game
okay.
just came out. So that's coming summer 2022. They showed off more of Mario Party Superstars, 5 boards. Of course, coming out October 29th. I saw some of those boards and immediately my PTSD from my wife already kicked in.
Jeez.
Remember that talk we had about resenting your friends? Well, it's about to get a lot worse.
Yeah. I mean, what's funny is we were already talking about it in the car. We were coming back from the jewelry store, and she's like, "Yeah, when's Super Mario Party or when's Mario Party All Stars coming out?" I'm like, October. So my grave is already being dug right now.
You know what's great
Um,
though about Mario Party and like Mario Kart and stuff? Because now that I'm about to have a kid, now I can officially destroy them. at it.
Yes.
So
It's my goal all along.
hold on.
Teach him humility
hold on.
and the
I'm
honor
gonna
in
forewarn
losing.
you though.
Yes.
I'm
To
gonna
pop.
forewarn you though that my 4-year-old is actually doing really well at Mario Brothers U. And he likes to just wreck some stuff when he's sitting there cruising around in Mario Kart. Granted, he's got auto acceleration and the whole, turn adjustments on it. But he will sit there and back and be like, "Oh, look, blue shell, throw it. Lightning bolt, throw it. Red shells, throw it." So you may think you're going to wreck them, but just wait, because there's going to come that time where they're going to turn around and they're going to stomp a mud hole in your okay.
Nope, I'll
So-
unplug their controller before that happens.
Yes. Old school moves. I love it.
Tough
I
love.
love it.
Tough
Are
love.
we gonna
Thank you.
have real controllers by then?
I totally
know,
agree.
Right.
No,
You know,
they're gonna
um,
learn, right? They're gonna
but,
learn about wired controllers.
Oh, I'm
Will
totally
they, though?
starting-
yeah,
totally-
they
yeah.
get the
Yeah.
get the janky wired controllers.
Oh, you're
gets
gonna go
the
get them.
wireless.
Are you gonna go get them the Pro A from Best Buy or Target.
Oh,
and just
yeah,
unplug
dude.
the
Do
line
it.
yeah.
right there.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm gonna
Um,
start my kid off with like
I'm all about it, dude. I
the
did that.
games I
I
started
do that
with,
to my
so-
nephews all
Nice.
the time. They need to learn. I love it.
life is
So
cruel.
then we got a and
Deal
then
with
there was
it.
the first true, I mean, kind of what let down for me was Voice of Cards, Square Enix's new game.
Dude, I knew
didn't-
that was Yoko Taro and Keiichi Okabe is the 2 seconds into the trailer because it literally was near Automata with cards.
Yeah, it's Then we had Disco Elysium, coming October 12th. They're going to do a physical, next year. Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, is getting the new DLC for the season pass, Guardians of Remembrance. Then we got Chocobo GP.
Wait, was that DLC for Breath of the Wild or Hyrule
No.
Warriors?
Hyrule Warriors: Age of
Warriors.
Okay,
Calamity.
yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
But yeah, Chocobo GP, which is a Final Fantasy kart racing game.
Okay.
See, this thing
Yeah.
was a big meh to me.
Yeah, I didn't really see much about that. I mean,
Well, the
it
first
looked
half,
okay. I think it's just the characters that
Yeah.
people are going to be in love
Yeah, but
with.
look at the second half of what you're about to say. Like,
Well,
and let's see.
I think that depends on our points of view.
Let's break it down.
because-
No. But
um,
I'm with you. Like, break it down.
Yeah. So then October 5th, we're going to get the final character for Smash Brothers, which I have Smash Brothers. I have the season pass. I haven't played Smash Brothers in a good 6 months.
Yeah, same here.
Right?
It's-
It was
See?
the
It's
one of
first
those
game I
ones that
bought on Switch.
I'll randomly go pick it up and say I want to go play a little, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm done. It's
And then you go to another game. Yeah.
and then Kirby and the Forgotten Land was announced. So we're getting
mean
a new Kirby for Switch.
You mean Last of Us, Kirby's Dream Land?
It did kind of, right? It actually did. Yeah.
Okay, now I need to see that after the show.
Yeah, watch the trailer, dude. It is actually kind of funny. But I mean,
that's
it looks
gonna-
okay.
Yeah, I was like, but I'm not a Kirby fan, so I don't really care.
I'm a pretty big Kirby fan.
I like Kirby.
I had so many Kirby games back on Game Boy and
Yeah.
Game Boy Color. I had like all of them.
They were fun.
I will say this. Kirby
Yes,
and the Forgotten
Alex.
Land,
I can barely see it, but I know what you tried to show.
yes.
Nice, dude. There it is.
There we go. There we go. Nice.
I have a lot of games on this.
But I think Theo, with you being a huge Kirby fan, it's going to be right up your alley because it does have, from a
Like the
looks
old
perspective,
school type of feel with play.
It has a love
dude.
for Kirby. It is,
And,
it looks
like you can
great.
take over powers. So
It's
like
basically
the link
Mario.
hat, yeah, all of that is
It's Mario Odyssey Kirby.
Yeah, that's what I was literally getting ready to
Odyssey
say. It is
Kirby.
it
Okay.
is- yeah, it is literally Mario
Yep.
Odyssey Kirby
Interesting.
So I'm
Okay.
interested, but I want to see more about it.
set in The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's actually
and
the
then-
Last of Us multiplayer mode they were going to announce. Just
Yeah,
Kirby.
It's factions. And then we got, of course, they're going to do a Animal Crossing Direct in October with the new content in November.
Yeah.
I know.
I still haven't fired up Animal Crossing in a long time.
Dude, I actually we picked up
that
the,
was, you know what? I dubbed that, to me, that was my COVID buy.
Yeah. We were able to get a hold of the Sanrio cards.
Oh, cool.
Sick.
Limited
Oh,
edition
cool.
ones. There was some actually cool stuff in it. I'm not a like Hello Kitty fan or Kirakopi fan or anything like that, but some of the stuff they did as crossovers was really cool.
Mm,
And I was able to actually really build like legit walls and stuff for Cody's house.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like, he's got his own house
Oh,
on the
sweet.
island, and I got a hold of the walls that make it actually look like a real house now.
Oh, cool.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
So it's really cool there. So Mario Golf Super Rush is getting Koopa Troopa and Ninja today. Disney Magical World 2.
Mm.
You mean Kingdom
Um,
Hearts?
Now,
Well, I was thinking
for
like
me,
just based off I don't know the name or I don't know the game, but the name makes it sound like it's Disney Infinity over again.
Oh,
Kinda.
R.I.P. baby. R.I.P.
Now for me, the first highlight truly of this was the next game they showed, which was Knights of the Old Republic is coming to the Switch on November 11th.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
So for those that were kind of
I'm-
when we
I'm
were
ready for the
talking about
remake.
it,
Bring the
Same.
reboot. Bring the remake.
Here's what I say is, if you own a Switch, and I don't know if it's coming to PlayStation or not because Aspire's doing it, and Aspire's doing the KOTOR remake for PS5 exclusively. If you haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, I highly recommend picking it up and playing it before remake, so you can actually understand some of the references that they're going to make.
Do we know if it's
yes.
on Game Pass or not?
I don't know.
Okay. I was just curious.
Wait.
Like I would imagine it's not on like PlayStation Now, but I would kind of foresee
no,
it
it's
being
not
on Xbox.
It's going to be dropping November 11th, so I don't know if it's going to be on Game Pass. I
Oh,
don't know
okay.
if it's going to be on PlayStation. I just know it's on Switch coming November 11th. So for me, I'm probably going to be that guy that says, Aspire, here's my money on the Switch and the PlayStation. Go. Because I love that game. To me, that is the game that made me fall in love with BioWare. It wasn't Mass Effect. It was Knights of the Old Republic. So, and then we got Dying Light. And then we got Triangle Strategy, which is, as
Super
Alex and I
exciting.
would pretty much dub it as Octopath Tactics.
Yes, and it looks fantastic. The
It
demo
does
is
look
amazing.
fantastic.
Play it.
We actually got a release date, March 4th. So we've got 6 months to go. And then we've got that, which I will pick that up because I do enjoy Octopath. I need to go back and actually finish it. But it is pretty much that successor to Tactics that we want.
So I have a question. I have a question for you guys. As far as we've gotten on this second half, how good has it actually been?
I mean, I feel like it's still classic Nintendo. They're playing to their loyal fan base. I'm like, really, for Nintendo, is it ever anything really new? It's continuing on and piggybacking on what they've already released to keep their loyal fans interested.
I agree, but once again, like, they let me down because they don't they make half announcements. Always half announcements. There's never like one great big announcement that they've let out a direct where like, oh my god, they gave us like like they gave us this, they gave us this, like they gave us a date for this. We saw a little snippet of gameplay. Like
we know we know we're going to
see
see that as soon as we see more of Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah. I will say this.
That will be the drop the mic moment.
Just Breath of the Wild 2 and then petering on. You know, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They don't get it. That's why that's why.
I would say this. If I was not a Knights of the Old Republic fan, up into probably the 17th part of it, I wouldn't have cared because it is kind of a letdown unless you're a Kirby fan.
Like that was
good.
I feel like I'm not enough of a Kirby fan to say that the direct was good.
Me neither.
I would say, you may like the trailer and stuff for it. So.
Like for me, the very end of the direct, once we get to it, is pretty much the direct.
Okay.
So with that, then we got a new trailer for Metroid Dread, which it's already pre-ordered.
Right. Looks great.
I forget. Did you manage to get the collector's edition or no, Matt?
No.
Okay, because it's like sold out like immediately, right?
Those things sold out immediately, and they're going for 3 times the money or the value on eBay.
Scalpers, why do you do this to us?
So can I? I'm probably gonna get kicked off the podcast after I say this.
No, we're not gonna kick you off the podcast.
Maybe suspended.
Yeah, revoked. So I want to preface by saying that I'm not like the biggest Metroid fanboy ever.
Oh, neither am I, man.
I didn't see anything from Dread that really sold me on this new Metroid game. Like it I don't think it looked like, I guess maybe I expected. I find it kind of weird that it's like it's still the Metroidvania style, but with cutscenes. It was jarring to me, I guess. I always when I pictured Metroid in the future and on Switch, I guess maybe I kind of pictured the first person explorer type
so we're getting to
Metroid game.
So
Well,
we are
Matt, you
getting
can
two.
you can correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but like I
Mhm.
feel like Dread was geared towards mechanics more than anything for a smoother experience in comparison to older games. That
So
it wasn't
let's-
all about the wow factor. It was just a matter of improving the experience.
So let's look at it from a twofold. So we do know that Retro is working on Metroid Prime 4, which is going to give you that first person experience like we had on the Wii and the GameCube. It's going to do all that. This is more for those fans that have wanted the side-scrolling Metroid back. So this one is a
Who's
sequel
played it
to
since like Super SNES?
Super Metroid.
Okay,
Metroid.
so it's kind of a
so
nostalgia trip,
Kind of an homage.
sorta.
Mhm.
This is
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
a direct sequel to Fusion and Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Okay.
In that line. Whereas we're getting Metroid Prime 4, which will be that universe and that kind of line and
Okay.
what-
From GameCube
Yeah.
and Wii, right?
I
Yeah.
forgot about Prime 4.
now.
Yeah.
Now where you're kind of looking at those cutscenes though, they've already kind of did that with Metroid Other M, which was that
Oh.
whole kind of side scroller that you could
Mhm.
flip to first person, where they basically took Samus, who was one of the strongest female protagonists in the gaming, in the gaming scape, and reduced her down to constantly going, "Oh baby, baby, please," kind of, not what she is, and that
Right.
turned me off to Other M.
Mhm.
But I've been jonesing and wanting a new Metroid for a long, long time. Dread is going to tide me over until they basically get off their ass and say, "Here's Metroid Prime Trilogy, go."
Okay.
Speaking of Metroidvania,
Huh.
which we're gonna get to it, I'm sure, but Castlevania coming back.
Yeah, we're gonna kind
I'm actually a little disappointed that I never got into that series. Like I always
What do you
hear
mean?
such
What do you
great
mean
things.
Castlevania? I missed that.
Well,
Castlevania is coming back?
I think we're about to find
Kinda.
out.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
A
I'm
little.
ready. I'm
But
ready.
Castlevania, I love Super Castlevania 4 from the Super Nintendo. That was
Those were my first
the
games I
pinnacle
played
for
too.
me.
And
Okay.
then I went to the
So
PS4
speaking
for fun.
of Super Nintendo, let's talk about Switch Online. It is getting an upgrade, which, Jason, I am so disappointed you are not here for this.
Oh, I'm so ready for that.
Oh my god.
So let's talk
I
about
knew they were
this.
planning for this, man.
It's about time. We're not getting GameCube,
Yeah.
but we are getting N64.
Nice.
And wireless original controllers.
Hold
Oh
on.
my
Just
god.
Oh my god.
breathe, Gerard.
Oh, the controller brings
So
back
there's
so
a couple
many good
pieces to
memories.
this. So they're going to do a new plan starting next month, which, don't worry, Theo, Jerry, Jason, I will be upgrading our Switch Online family account, which just got renewed. So let's start off with, these are going to be the starting
Dr.
games.
Mario Yoshi's story.
So these are the starting games that we're going to get
Ocarina.
for the N64. We're getting Mario 64, which this explains why after the end of March, the Mario All-Star Collection was no longer going to be available, because they're taking Mario 64 and making it part of Switch Online.
Mhm.
Right.
That was one of the key games, along with Galaxy and Sunshine.
Mhm.
So we're getting Mario Kart 64. We're getting Star Fox 64, which, man, me and my friends back in the day used to sit around playing Star Fox 64 multiplayer
And the Rumble Pack.
all the
Yeah.
time. You're getting Yoshi's Story. It is not a Zelda collection like we've wanted, but we're getting Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Win back and Mario Tennis.
I actually
Mario
I
64.
beat that game. It was
I never
terrible.
cared.
Win back or Mario Tennis?
Win back.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible, but I actually really
Now,
enjoyed it.
Real quick on this, though, they also did announce that F-Zero X, it's
Right?
about time we get an F-Zero in some form.
Wow. It's been a long time since I heard
Um,
F-Zero. Jesus.
And Majora's Mask are going to be added to the N64 side.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
So if they're going to come out with a Zelda
So that means I can
collection-
get rid of my 3DS versions then.
Well, no, because the 3DS versions are the remasters, essentially.
Mm.
They're updated graphically.
That's
These are
true.
going to be the N64 versions.
Oh yeah.
Now, where I'm disappointed Jason is
Oh,
not here
Dr.
for this
Mario.
is Genesis.
Oh, Genesis.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So
You got my
you're
attention
getting
now.
Castlevania Bloodlines,
I remember that one.
Contra Hardcore, Dr. Robotnik,
Yeah.
Mean Bean Machine,
Echo,
Echo
the
the
Dolphin.
Dolphin,
The
which is a
dolphin
classic.
swimming game.
I
That's
actually
how-
remember Echo the Dolphin
my
from back in the
Yep,
day.
we are getting
Golden
Golden
Axe,
Axe,
baby.
which is a classic.
Yeah.
Gunstar Heroes, Musha, Fantasy Star 4,
Oh, Shinobi.
Rise Star, and Jason and I's favorite tactical RPG of all time, Shining Force.
Nice, dude.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, Shinobi 3,
Sonic
and
2.
Sonic 2.
Love it.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 2, and Strider. So
Never heard of that game.
you never heard of
Strider?
No.
Oh yes. All right. Now we are also
The
we
controllers.
talked about we are getting an N64 controller, and we're getting a Genesis controller.
That's
want
pretty
that
badass.
game.
Yeah,
I
that is
want
pretty
that.
badass.
The
I want
Genesis
they're
is
going
like,
to
like,
be-
oh,
They're going to be $50 a piece.
Oh.
I am going to pick them up. I already have the Super Nintendo controllers. Like we have a set of them in the house. So real quick,
Guaranteed.
I want to say Strifers, welcome to the farewell party for Soldier. Thank you for coming by.
Guaranteed Nintendo is going to start coloring the N64 controllers within the
oh
next
yeah,
few years.
easily.
Oh yeah. The
Easily.
Glacier, they're going to bring back Glacier. Oh man, that's going to be so awesome.
So
I can't wait.
for me, this
Right?
was kind of like it's about time they're getting this N64. So I think the next
True.
evolution is going to be GameCube. That's going to be the next one.
But I'm impressed with the Genesis. That's a
good
interesting
lineup.
turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
well, but the-
surprised because
I'm not.
they well, here's why I'm surprised. So
Okay.
they released the two mini consoles, right? And they were kind of in direct competition with each other. And now all of a sudden, all the games that were on the minis are now coming to the Switch. And it's like, I figured that Sega would try to keep that. I don't know, maybe like not reviving the rivalry or anything, but I figured that they would keep it to their product that way, but I also get it because there's like 50 million Switches out there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're
I
getting,
feel like those mini consoles, the Nintendo consoles, were like novelty things that they were bringing out. Like this is to like hold you over until it finally comes to like Switch.
Yeah,
I
and I
feel.
think so. This is the reason I'm not surprised that they're finally doing a Genesis Virtual Console is because if you think back to the Wii Shop Channel, the original one,
The Wii.
they had a lot of Genesis games on there already. So Shining for a lot of those games were already on that. So it's just a natural evolution just to kind of lift and shift.
Mhm.
And I think it's a great thing. It's forward thinking in terms of let's get some of these kids that are on, Genesis. It's a classic system.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
dude.
and-
Also,
and I mean, like to your
it
guys'
buries
points
the
about
hatchet.
I mean, to your guys' points with like the minis, like that kind of involves or requires somebody that's previously experienced those games to be interested in to get the
Yes.
minis
Yeah.
to be interested. But if you already have a new system and make it available
Yeah.
on that new system, that's going to bring in that clientele.
Do you think that Genesis still does what Nintendo?
Hey,
Nintendo.
hey, Alex, I got a little present for you for your going away party.
Hey,
Oh,
Uncle John!
Uncle John, Big John is here, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, yes.
He's muted.
He's muted though.
Unmute yourself.
Oh man, we can't hear you.
There he
Uncle
is.
Is Soldier
John.
on?
There you
There he
go.
is.
What's up?
Yes.
What's happening? Is
What's
Soldier
up,
on?
man? Yep,
Oh yeah.
I'm here.
You stopping, huh?
Yep.
Okay. I'm sad to hear that.
Well, hey, everybody, every once in a while
You
you
would
gotta.
appreciate it though, John.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
appreciate the reason.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
Yes.
partially one of the reasons why, John, and this is a Crashing Game Night exclusive.
World premiere.
Yeah, world premiere. I am actually going to be a father in 6 months.
Welcome to the club, baby.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Hold on for a minute.
Yep.
Goldie, what are you doing, man? Hold on.
Hey.
Fellas are looking at you.
That is the happiest dog.
I
Right?
think he's looking to poop somewhere. Come on, buddy. He's older. Come on, man. Can't come in there. You following me? Come on. All right. Come on.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
incredible,
so,
brother.
Thank you.
We kind of made this an impromptu farewell party.
That's what it is, Matt.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, honestly, but then we got to introduce him as the honorary 5th member. So.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
Are we
kind of
going to
fit under the
announce, or I
package.
guess it's already announced that
Yeah.
the reason
right.
why, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm trying to let Goldie out. Nobody else is doing it. And watching the show, I was like, sit down. All right.
Oh, man, we got
Well,
that, so-
congratulations, man. Hey, who's that with that Fu Manchu beard?
Which one? This?
I'm gonna say Fu Manchu.
No, not you.
No. Jerry's
who-
kind of got his kind of.
Oh,
Not
me?
really. Yeah, you can't
I
really see
wasn't
the
Jerry.
underneath. He's got the
Oh,
underneath
okay.
going.
What's up, man?
I recognized it was you.
Hey,
What's up, baby?
Wow.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Wow.
Yeah, like it?
I thought I was growing some stuff.
Yeah, I
That's
keep
like-
it clean, baby.
All right, I love it. I love it. Well, look,
Thank
I know
you.
I'm crashing. Game night.
That's the
That
whole
boy.
By
point.
the way,
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
OG.
there it is.
Going
OG.
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 I
logo.
love it.
Most comfortable shirts in the world, by the way.
I will.
They really are.
So, John, when Jerry and we are coming middle of November. When we come out,
Mhm.
I will bring you. Okay, hold on.
Let me tell you.
PTO is approved.
Yeah, I can
It's
vouch.
approved off now.
It's approved for sure.
November,
November, yeah.
cool in
So-
the game.
We'll touch base. I get your shirt size. I will bring you one of the new logo shirts. When
You
we
have
come
them
out.
already? I didn't even think you had them yet.
Oh yeah.
We've had them up
Mhm.
for a little while now. Yeah,
Same
Yeah.
material?
almost. Yeah, it's
It's
a
super
little bit
soft material.
slightly different, but it's still super soft.
Yeah. All right,
So
cool.
I will bring you out one of the new shirts when we come
Well,
out. in
Soldier, when
November.
are you due, brother?
March 26th.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you
Quick.
go.
You ready?
Sure.
There's a great book. There's a great book, and it always helps dads. Nobody understands it. It helps dads like tremendously if you read the beginning of this. Two, actually. One is called What to Do When You're Expecting. One of
Okay.
the best books in the world because it gives you peace. Like, oh, somebody actually thought of the dude in this situation. But the best one is Supernatural Childbirth. That whole forward gives you like a peace of mind that you'd never understand. Like, it gave me so much peace going, I can do this. I'm gonna be all right. And
Nice.
4
Okay.
more. So
Nice.
you know, like, all
Honestly,
right.
you're never really prepared for the first one, much less the second and the third.
Right.
Because they're all different. I mean, John and I both. I mean, we know how it goes right now.
Right.
I'm a little bit behind John. With the 4-year-old and the 18.
There's still time to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Better not let his wife hear this.
No, she fully. We talk about this. I mean,
Wow.
our boys could not
Okay.
be any different in terms of personality.
Okay.
You know, and
Oh, yeah.
whatnot. It's. I mean, Jerry sees it. I mean, they're complete opposites.
Oh yeah.
In
Yeah.
It's gonna be
personality
very
and stuff.
interesting to see when they grow up and see how what paths they go because the personalities are very different.
We talked
That's
about this.
cool.
And
It's
we
supposed
think,
to be that way.
Yeah,
we
it's
think
cool.
Cody's going to be the one that covers.
Yeah,
Riley's going to go.
and
to him
he's
and
the
go,
older
"Don't-"
brother.
And
He's gonna be the good brother.
Riley's
Don't
going to
be
go.
surprised.
"Dude, don't tell
The
mom.
little one watches
Don't
the
tell
big
mom.
one. The
Well,
little one watches
Okay.
the big one.
Okay.
Well, in this
Plus-
case, it's
Plus, if you have a third, then he's going to be chasing the other two, and the middle child's going to be the middle child.
we are done. But
Oh, okay.
well, John, you. No, I mean, John. I mean, much like Jerry and Theo and stuff. You know what we went through because we talked that night. It was all going on. So I think a lot of that kind of basically is like. So, but yeah. Parenthood
Are
will be
we
good on you.
are we on the air doing this now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're live, man.
Dang.
You're live, man.
Okay. So Soldier,
So
you good?
Yeah.
She's due in March. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be
for
cold,
them in
baby.
Missouri, it will be tail end of it.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna
be
be fun.
interesting.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Just know you got family out here praying for you, brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Of course.
Always
Of
a
course.
pleasure talking with you.
Oh, big time. Now, I gotta go because Michelle's like, yo. So I'm not
Tell her
trying.
so-
You'll learn this too. Happy
Oh,
wife,
I know.
happy life.
Oh, I
happy
know.
baby, all
Trust
the
me.
gravy.
I've been
You know?
I've been with my wife for like 6 years now, so trust me, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm saying the other part of that is happy baby, happy gravy. I'm telling you. Good. Well,
Well, tell her we
y'all.
said-
I miss you dearly. Everybody looks good. Please stay
Tell her we
healthy.
said hi.
Wait a minute, you're missing somebody, Maddie.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jason couldn't
ditched
make it
us.
today.
What is he eating?
Yes, actually, he's out
Technically,
with, yeah.
technically,
Dinner with the
yeah.
in-laws.
Yes, he's
Oh,
with the
yeah.
in-laws.
I get
Yeah.
Jason. I love you if you're
Again,
listening. I
back
understand.
to
You got to be with
back
the
to
in-laws.
John's first statement: happy wife, happy life. Dinner with the in-laws.
Yep.
So, but no, tell Michelle we all say hi.
Yes. Love you,
Michelle,
John.
everybody
guys.
says hi.
Love you, John. Can't wait to
And
see you.
we'll
And
we'll see you in a
we'll
couple.
keep in touch,
He
man.
said hello.
We'll see you in a couple months.
Yeah, we'll
Yep.
keep in touch and see you in a few months.
You all be safe. Have a good one.
Yep.
So
All
Have a
right.
good one, John.
Later, bro.
See you,
hugs
John.
to your wife for me. All
Yep.
right.
Love you, buddy.
We'll do.
Love you back.
All right. How was that?
Thank you.
Man, that was awesome.
That
So-
was awesome.
That's what I was
Man,
doing
Uncle
at
John.
the beginning when we were you were giving everything. I was texting him in the background to say, "Hey, we're doing a farewell party."
Oh,
So I was
sweet.
hoping he wasn't recording or anything, because when he is, he's kind of phone is off in
Focused.
the corner. So
Right.
anyway, so back on track to what we were talking about.
We're talking about this is crashing game night. There's no track.
It is.
There's
I know.
there is
we
no
have
track.
I was
There's a-
I was told there would be shenanigans.
Yes. Well, I wanted to at least try and do something for you as kind of a little going, because I mean, yes, it's part of the game you think is like an 8, 7.5 or 7. I mean, but you know, John is John. We love
Yes.
him. It's a great person.
It's Uncle John. It's Uncle John.
Uncle John. So, so after the Switch online updates, we got Shadowrun Trilogy. So for the fans of Shadowrun, you're going to get all the games on the Switch. ActRaiser Renaissance, which this was my third highlight outside of the some of the Switch online updates because of Shining Force and stuff like that. But ActRaiser Renaissance is a remake or remaster of ActRaiser from the Super Nintendo, which is a game I played a crap ton out of.
It looks like the main character is Griffith from Berserk, like straight up.
Kind of.
I looked at that and I
with
was
the
like,
update.
I'm so glad that Griffith got his own game.
Now it is available now, and while I was kind of out and about, we are part of Square Enix's press list and stuff like that. So they did send out a press release for it, and they did say that players who purchased the game before November 1st through the Nintendo eShop or the Nintendo Store website and Steam will receive an early purchase bonus that includes a wallpaper and a MIDI soundtrack consistent of 5 in-game songs. The Switch doesn't do wallpapers.
Oh, that's a
So-
good point.
My question is it a wallpaper for your PC, or did they just tip Nintendo's hand that we may be getting themes for and custom wallpapers for the Switch finally?
I would
Hey.
say probably gonna be like it's probably gonna be like a computer theme or
I
something
kind
like
of feel
that.
the
so,
same
too.
way.
Because I think
Otherwise,
didn't
Nintendo
the-
might jump down their throat.
Yeah.
Well, didn't the Final Fantasy remasters come with wallpapers?
I thought they came
Yes.
with themes, didn't they? For at
It
least
came with themes for the PlayStation, yeah. Now, speaking of the PlayStation, is if you buy the game through the PlayStation Store, you get the soundtrack plus a PS4 theme as well. So that's a nice little, hey, thank you.
Yeah, especially for
from
nothing
it.
extra. It's just a little
Yeah.
early to purchase. So
Yeah, it's just a matter
And you
of
got-
just, hey, if you purchase
still
it.
got
So,
6 weeks to do it.
yeah. Then Delta Rune chapters 1 and 2 were announced. They did a quick montage of games, like little indie games. Then my other highlight is they finally kind of gave us a glimpse into Mario the movie.
Oh,
So
jeez. I saw some
Miyamoto
posts
is
about
in-
this.
So Miyamoto has been working with Illumination, which is the studio behind Despicable Me.
Hmm.
It's coming
It's
out
gonna
December
look good.
21st. Now here's the cast. Okay.
I'm
Chris
so
Pratt.
interested about Mario.
So Chris Pratt is Mario.
I can like kind of see it, but I also don't entirely like it.
Yeah,
I don't entirely like
to
it
be
because
honest.
I'm kind of on the fence as well.
I'm on the fence because Charles Martinet has been the voice of Mario for so long.
Yeah.
He's gonna have cameos in it, but he's not playing Mario.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So-
so weird.
The reason is Shigeru said it is that Mario has a lot of lines in this, so he's actually going to be talking a lot. So they had to actually
but
go
it's
with
a
a
movie,
real
dude. They need a star to sell the movie.
correct.
Well, they
You
got
have
more than
Anya-
one, that's for sure.
They
That's
do.
that cast is
We're gonna-
stacked.
So Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach. Charlie
Okay.
Day is going to be Luigi.
That's probably my favorite.
I love
casting.
that.
That is
Yeah,
my
and
favorite
Bowser.
casting choice.
Bowser
Honestly,
also.
Mine's better. Jack Black is Bowser. I mean, that's going to be
Right? Dude,
That's gonna be pretty
fantastic.
good.
that's gonna be
Like,
good.
Okay, hold on. Let's keep going. Keegan Michael Kay is
Oh,
going to be
dude.
Toad.
Right? Dude, he's gonna be funny. He's gonna be funny in the movie.
Hold on. Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Yup.
Okay.
And then they showed like a little like 3-person slide, and you've got Kevin Michael Richardson is Kamek, which is the little wizard on that flies around causing all the trouble.
Yeah.
And
I,
Okay.
I love Sebastian
Hold on.
Stan. No, not Sebastian.
it's Sebastian Maniscalco is going to be Spike.
Right. He's gonna be
But-
Spike.
Hold on. Fred Armisen from Saturday Night
Oh my
Live is going to
God.
be Cranky Kong.
Oh my
Jeez.
god, dude.
So-
Such a good cast. It really is a good cast.
It-
The only tidbit that I really have qualms about is Chris Pratt.
Yep.
It's
Mhm.
just like, I mean,
It's going to be hit or miss.
I don't know.
He's
Yeah,
going to blow
I
it
don't
out of the
know.
water, or it's going to be
Yeah.
because
How
when
much-
I think
like-
of Chris Pratt, I think of the Lego movie. Like that I
Yes.
got. He's
Mhm.
the happy, bubbly, like he has that voice. But for
Yeah.
Mario, like Mario's so distinct.
I hope
Yeah.
he doesn't like try like a super fake
Italian.
Italian. Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. Like,
I am.
is he gonna go
I mean,
hokey with the Italian, or is he
Even-
gonna go like
even though
straight
Pratt-
voice?
Pratt
Like,
does a
what's gonna
really good
happen?
job with learning accents. Pratt is pretty talented with accents, to be perfectly
Yeah, but
honest.
here's
True.
the
That's
thing
why
though,
it's-
like I hope
it's
it
hit or
doesn't
miss.
like obviously it's going to sound like Chris Pratt, but I almost
Yeah.
like when I picture Chris Pratt, I picture like Parks and Rec and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
And like
Mhm.
I hear Chris Pratt and I don't hear how he
Mario.
can pull off Mario.
right.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
that's my.
It's
I
like
agree.
it's
I
like
completely
so-
question it, even though I do like it because I like Chris Pratt. But
Yeah.
was this the right move?
Well, it's like
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds in Detective Pikachu. Like when I pictured Pikachu as having a voice,
I didn't picture it as Ryan Reynolds.
No,
No,
definitely
but
not.
he did such a good job, and he just
Yeah.
used his normal speaking voice.
Yeah, but
So-
but it did work to his advantage, like the story for
Like
it.
the
But-
the writing for Pikachu with those lines
Yeah.
was perfect for him.
But
'Cause,
this,
I mean, it
like,
was
this feels
venturing
like-
Deadpool-ish type of lines.
but it
Well, and,
feels a little bit more dangerous because this is Mario, and like we haven't really heard him have like a voice before.
True, like he doesn't
Other
have an
than
actual like
The few catchphrases that he has.
monologue or anything.
Yeah.
Or Bob Hoskins in that terrible ass movie.
I still love that movie.
I-
I know
I-
it's terrible.
I love that movie too.
Right,
It's like
but it's
Star-
awful.
It's like
It's
Starship
awful.
It's so
Troopers.
bad.
It's like
Yeah.
Starship Troopers.
See-
You love it because it's bad.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
totally
that's
get
a pretty fair
Yeah, but-
comparison.
I
but
totally
Mario
get it.
Brothers
I
went
actually
to a whole
enjoy
new
Starship
level.
Troopers every now and then.
Hold on. But Mario Brothers went to the Howard the Duck level though.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, true, but also kind of low key like Howard the Duck too. I know it's bad, but I
mean,
I
it's
kind of
Lea
like it.
Thompson.
I love Howard the Duck. I grew up on that movie.
So did I. That's what like
Um,
I won't bash that movie. I love that movie.
So we
Just to
did get,
sidetrack a little bit, since we're talking about Howard the Duck, did everybody watch What If this week?
yes.
Yes. And
I
that really
did.
was Seth
Oh my
Green.
god.
Oh my god.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was so great.
I mean, I don't.
It
It's
was-
not gonna.
it was
I don't think
great.
it's gonna spoil it for Alex here, but
No.
like the wedding scene between
Oh my god.
Howard the Duck and why am I blanking on her character
Darcy.
name? Darcy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
from
awesome.
Thor is just like,
Like,
oh my god, it's so
joke,
hilarious.
No joke. I want that dynamic duo as a as a
Yes.
TV show.
And
They
I
were
love that he
awesome.
addresses her as Mrs. the Duck.
What I love
So-
is that at the end of Guardians, they show like the cameo of Howard the
Yeah.
Duck. So it's kind of
Yep.
funny that
Oh,
we were
yeah.
talking about that with Chris
Yeah.
Pratt.
Right?
So it finished out with Splatoon 3, which we knew was already coming. They talked about that. And finally, and this is the other one that Jason, I'm disappointed you're not here for, is finally Bayonetta 3.
I immediately thought of Jason too.
I saw it. I was
I was like,
I
oh
was like,
man,
it's
Jason's
game.
missing this.
So that's supposed to be coming in 2022. So
Nice.
next year, finally, it's making its appearance. So
See, the tail
Um,
end of the direct to me was the best part of the direct. Once again, it was kind of lackluster to me.
But you always save the best for the last,
yes.
though.
So the disappointing
Not
thing
all
for
of the
me
best.
going into the
Fair.
holidays is still no Zelda collection and no
True.
Metroid collection. And this
See?
is their anniversary years. So that is my big disappointments with those. Now, what has not been a disappointment for me, and we can finish out the show talking about this, is Kina.
It's
I'm gonna-
so
I'm gonna
good
play
so
it after the
far.
podcast.
I
I
haven't
love it.
gotten I haven't gotten too far into it, but
I'm,
like,
so-
I'm almost
will
so
say-
good.
I'm
will
almost
say-
finished with it.
Are you
I'm
really?
just-
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
So
Can I
I'm
recommend a game?
taking-
Can I recommend a game, Alex?
Oh, follow up
Uh,
game.
Go on.
Yeah, I'll follow up after you're done with it. Deathloop.
I've already beaten it.
Did you play it?
You
Oh, you played?
no
you got
way.
Deathloop?
Did you
Yes,
enjoy
you
it?
did.
Because, dude, I'm blown away.
So I was not overly impressed. I played Dishonored and it felt like Dishonored with guns.
Okay,
Um,
because
good
that's
comparison.
that's
I-
what's
I-
kept me from buying it so far. Like I
I
even
found-
reloaded Dishonored.
I found the game, no pun intended, but I found the gameplay loop a little lacking.
Okay.
Also, the final mission is very frustrating. If
Oh,
you
is it?
screw up, so this isn't a spoiler, but so obviously, you know, the point is that eventually the entire day is that one final mission, and that's how you end it, right? Like everybody
Right.
knows that.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Yeah.
point of the game, right?
Just to get out of the loop, yeah.
If you mess up at the last part, like let's say you are one person away from finishing the ending,
Okay.
it will boot you all the way back to the beginning of the mission and you have to do the entire day over again.
So it's a pretty lengthy
no way.
mission.
Yeah, it's a pretty lengthy mission, and if you
Okay.
screw up once, you have to start it all over again. Now, here is the problem that I had.
But is that the same with like all the missions too? That like if you
No,
die,
no,
you
no.
just start over? Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, that's
Okay.
initially the point
Yeah,
of the game.
that's the
that's-
premise of the game.
Yeah, that's the premise. But then at the very
Okay.
end, when it happens, it's super frustrating because it doesn't give you like checkpoints. You
Mm.
have to start over. So the
There are
one
ways
problem-
around it because you can use certain
Yeah.
powers, so you can like keep items or keep certain traits
Yeah,
or
Okay.
powers. If you die, you
Yeah.
get to start off with that stuff.
but the problem
Okay.
that I had with it is that at the very end, once you've completed it, there's a segment where you do not go to the exit of the mission.
Mm.
You have to go to this other area first, and then it takes you to the end of the game. Well,
Oh,
I don't know if there was,
interesting.
I don't know if there was a glitch or what, but
Okay.
I got to the end of the mission. I finally completed the final mission, right?
Mhm.
Did the whole day, got through it. The game told me to go to the exit.
oh,
I go through the exit thinking it's over. This is
and
where
you
the
die.
and I had to start the mission.
Oh no!
Yeah,
So
it's gotta be
I had
frustrating.
actually, dude, the only reason I finished the game was because I paid money for it. And
Right.
it's not that it's a bad game.
So
It's that
Okay.
there are so many frustrating things in it
Okay.
that like it tells you that you can go full frontal assault,
Mhm.
but that is not the way to play that game at
Okay.
all.
One
See,
of the
now
disappointing things
Go
for
ahead.
it though, that of a lot of like Steve Taylor, aka the Blind Gamer, he's an accessibility advocate. And he's saying for the like people that are like hard of sight, that game is impossible to play and enjoy.
I could probably see
So,
that.
I could see it.
Yeah, I can
They
see
have,
that.
Yeah.
and I think that's
Even just from
that's-
trailers.
I think that I think that's a real big miss. I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but you know, at this point, you know, studios like Naughty Dog, Insomniac, all of those, you know,
Mhm.
the big studios are
They account for that.
making into account, you know, hey, some people may not be able to play this because of text, wording, whatever it is, right?
Right.
So I think that's been one of the disappointing things. But real quick to touch on Kina, since we've kind of all played it, I still called it when I first originally saw it.
Actually, if you don't mind, before we go on Kina, since both of you have played it and I have been a big fan of Dishonored, would you recommend that I buy Deathloop or wait?
Honestly, I would, because my comparison is like Dishonored and BioShock, and I'm a big BioShock fan.
I love BioShock.
I would say
Love
it's
BioShock.
it's a healthy like of
Mix.
the two.
So
And that was kind of the element that I liked, was that like it kind of dealt with time, but you kind of have to really think of what your surroundings are and how you're going to run the map, because the thing is, you're running the map multiple times, but it's at different times of the day.
Mhm.
And like if you retain all the things that like you missed from your previous, you can collect those, and like you can use
Okay.
a lot of stuff to your advantage.
well, and the
But-
thing is too, you're finding clues each day that help you
Right.
figure out paths or
For
where.
the final,
Yeah. The problem I had, and this is, if you're into it for the gameplay, it's phenomenal. If
Okay.
you're looking for a game with a intuitive story and something that is complementary to the gameplay, I don't find it to be that. I feel like the depth of the story is not as
Okay.
good as Dishonored. So if, like,
Right, because like Dishonored at least had a pretty decent story, and BioShock
Yeah.
obviously had a good story, with
Deathloop-
the exception of 3.
Deathloop is very, very predictable. It's very, very predictable, unfortunately.
I would agree.
Okay.
The big plot twist, which I won't reveal, obviously, the big plot twist in Deathloop is so damn predictable that literally I looked at my wife and I was like, I figured this out 3 hours into the game.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like it's
Fair
so
enough.
it's so cliche that you're just like, okay, whatever. Like
Mm.
I'll finish it because I like the gameplay and I like the concept. I think it's cool, but and I paid money for it. But I think honestly, I think the powers in Dishonored were better. Like
Okay.
Okay.
the abilities, like in
Mhm.
Dishonored, I love the fact that you could stop time or whatever you wanted to call it, possess
Yeah.
somebody, move them in front of their own bullets, and then repossess your own body and watch as they shot themselves with their own bullet. Deathloop doesn't have anything like that.
Okay.
It doesn't have any
That's
kind of,
true.
it doesn't have like that super amazing power that you're like, I have to use this. This is just a
Yeah.
badass power.
It's more linear, that it's everything is
Yeah.
for the mission, as opposed to you're going through an epic story.
Yeah.
Okay. Good information. Thank you.
It's
Okay.
more about if you don't mind like a game that's straight gameplay,
Mhm.
Deathloop's awesome. And I'll
Okay.
fully admit that if it comes to gameplay, I would give it probably an 8 out of 10. But everything else, the depth of it, not so much.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
a very deep game. But if you're looking for something, just an immersive sim that you like, if you like stealth games, it might be a really good game for you. And I'll admit that it was a really good game for that.
But for our
Um,
listeners, if you want something with a story, you play Kena.
Kina, yeah.
You know, baby.
So real quick, it is what
Is
I
it
call
Kena?
It's
I
pretty
swear.
much-
I swear
it's
in
Kena.
the.
It's Kina.
I swear in the
It's Kena.
cutscenes it says Kena.
They do. And in the cutscenes, they call her Kana.
Okay.
Oh, so
I
it's
Um,
Kina.
swore to call
okay.
Kena.
Kina.
Okay.
Okay.
So it is kind of what I thought it was going to be. It is pretty much Pikmin PlayStation Edition.
I would say Pixar. I would say it's a Pixar movie.
I would say
just the way
It's
it's
like a Pixar movie, but it's Pikmin game style.
I would say it was the
But,
first.
yeah.
I would say it's for the first Darksiders, but Pixar.
Well, for me, it's just the way you use the rot. You know, go pick this up, move it over here. It's like that's pretty much Pikmin, but it very much has his DNA going up the walls. You know,
Yeah.
Uncharted. You know, even the combat bow and staff is very similar to what Aloy uses.
Oh, I haven't gotten to the bow
but-
yet.
Well, it's in the I mean, you get in the bow. It's in the trailer and everything like that. So,
Oh, I actually
but
didn't
for
know it was in
me-
the trailer.
oh, yeah. Well,
I would say it's
The more you
closer to
know.
Darksiders game because
But-
like
Have you played Overlord? Where you,
yeah,
where
Yeah.
you get the minions?
right.
yes.
Kind of reminds me of
Okay.
that a little bit.
That's a good comparison too. Yeah.
Okay.
From a story perspective, it's already made me cry. And the reason is because I am prepping for a trip back to Colorado next month to go see my mom's grave. So the story itself and what it's talking about and being that spirit guide hit me just because of just everything I'm dealing with emotionally leading into going to see my mom, which I haven't been to see the grave in 2 years.
Like
so
I'm
for
not even
me-
that far, and I was like just about close to tears for the Taro story, and that's the very first spirit story.
Right.
And that's what kind of hit me. So, I mean, honestly, I will say this for those that are kind of experiencing loss as of right now, kind of going through that, it is going to hit you, but at the same time, I think it's going to,
It's done in a
help with-
beautiful way.
it's done in a very, very
Yes.
beautiful way
Yeah.
in terms of the storytelling, kind of walking you through those pieces, but actually what it's talking about doing.
Yeah.
And I think
The whole
it's
whole
so
lore
beautiful.
was very like you can tell
Yeah.
it's very well thought out.
Mhm.
And
And
yeah, it's
This
such
is
a beautiful
Ember
game.
Labs' first game.
You know what their-
Really? I didn't realize it was their first
I'm
game.
wondering if you
Yes.
guys know this, but you know what their first project was?
A game called
No.
or a video called Dust, but they also did Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. was their first,
Really?
yeah.
It was
Okay.
a fan.
Loved
Type.
that little video.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah.
So I highly recommend going to get Kano.
Yes.
It
The
is
story is great. The
absolutely
graphics are
amazing.
beautiful. The gameplay is just fantastic. I think the only
And it
thing
has
that
some challenges.
I think the only thing that I kind of dislike and I think kind of takes away from the game, and I'll probably turn it off, is the haptic on the PS5 controller for
I haven't
the
noticed it.
battle style. Like the heavy attacks kind of mess with me, and especially like going through
I kind of get what you
water. It's just a little. It takes away from the enjoyment
That
of the
would
play style just a little bit.
That would explain my issues with the bow. I might have to turn off haptics and try it
Yeah.
that way.
See, I
So-
am actually playing on PC, and by the way, it runs like a dream on PC.
Well, it's
Okay.
like a dream on PS5 too. So
It does. It does play like a dream on PS5.
So anyway, so I want to close this out by first again. Congrats. First and
Yes,
foremost
absolute
on the
congratulations.
news,
Congrats,
Thank
on
baby.
our world premiere news. And for all of those that kind of hopped in tonight and checking us out for the first time, give us that follow. We appreciate you very, very much for stopping by and listening to these shenanigans. If it's the first time, hey, give us a go back through, head on over to our YouTube channel, check out some of our past videos. We actually have some on there with John Bentley at full episodes. Soldiers part of
Yes.
some of those as well.
Thank you, thank you, Uncle John, for stopping by.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank
John.
you. Very much appreciated.
Also head on over to crashinggamenight.com. You can go in and check out our new website along with our back catalog of all of our audio episodes. And it's always appreciated. Make sure to hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, make sure you get all the episodes up and notification wise. Guys, especially in these times, be excellent to each other. Stay frosty.
That's right, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for just saying hi. How's it going? Anyways, guys, I just want to tell you guys once more. You guys know what I'm about to say, but we got to keep on trucking, as the saying goes. Please show your support for Black Lives Matter. Stop that Asian hate, and show your support for the LGBTQ plus community. If you see something, record it, say something, don't let it lie. And once again, lend out a helping hand or a hug or just a crisp high five.
But
All right.
make sure to social distance. If you have to.
Social distance, yeah.
Air
Stay
five.
safe.
Air 5.
Or
Video
elbow.
call 5.
Elbow it.
Elbow bump.
So yeah, and stay safe and spread the love, or just
But
a hug.
not the Rona.
Not the Rona.
Right.
Spread love,
Yeah.
not Rona.
And that is once again our honorary 5th member of the podcast, who will now be on a bit more often just to BS about games and everything else.
Hey.
Please.
Hey, we don't have to worry about
Anytime you
stupid
want, bro.
streaming schedule anymore.
Right.
So
Yes.
Deal.
Thank you, Alex, for joining us. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you didn't get to catch us this time, catch us next week. We're always on every Thursday. But if you're listening, thank you again. Till next time, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
good night, everybody.
I do want to say one last thing though.
All right, what you got to play?
To all you
What you got?
guys, to John, to everybody that has ever supported me on this journey. I just want to say I love you all and thank you very much. It has meant more than you guys will ever know to know that y'all have been in my corner since day one. So
Well,
this isn't, I don't want to really call this the end because I'll still be around.
That's
But
right.
for what it's worth,
he's just
thank
The
you.
new
everybody.
direction. New direction.
Thank you
Absolutely,
so
bro.
much.
he's
Love
just
you
coming on
too.
over to
And you come over whenever you crash, whenever you want.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it,
it's our new
guys.
free agent signing.
That's right.
Right.
All right,
I'm taking my talents to where are you guys at again?
Arizona.
I'm taking my
Denver,
talents.
Phoenix, LA.
I'm taking my talents to the southern border.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
See ya.